Hello and welcome to the Spring 2009 edition of FB Update. I'm Ernie Birchmeyer. The animal welfare issue has the potential to impact our livestock production facilities across this country far greater than any other issue that we've dealt with in the past. In this edition, you'll hear from farmers, industry experts, and scientists as they discuss this critical issue. And pay attention because they've got some important things to say. To set the stage and get us started, let's hear from Dr. Janice Swanson, Animal Welfare Specialist at Michigan State University.
I think we've evolved to where we are today through a number of different channels. First way that we have evolved naturally is through the type of science that we conduct and the advancement of that information into looking at how we incorporate that information into the best practices for animal care for farm animals. The second way in which we have evolved to this point is that we've had a much broader community of individuals in the food chain that have become interested in on-the-farm practices. For example, many food retailers over the past 10 years have begun to look at on-the-farm practices and began to take some level of responsibility for understanding those practices and also being able to answer questions to the consumers that patronize their various businesses. The third front on which we're seeing move very rapidly has to do with the social and political aspects of the issue. There's always been activity out there with respect to humane treatment of animals. We've seen it for a long time with respect to pets, also with biomedical research animals that are formally regulated under the Animal Welfare Act, and other areas. But I would say in the last 15 years we have seen a march or very much an increase toward looking at serious regulating of animal care in the farm animal community. And probably the last 3 years have seen a more significant push from a variety of groups to try to make that happen. I think there's very few producers now that will say that this issue is not real. I think the dynamics, particularly the political dynamics of the last 2 to 3 years, have indicated to them that this is a very real issue. Now, whether they decide they're going to pin it on one community or another with respect to why the issue exists is a point that we could certainly debate. But at the same time, it is an issue nonetheless, and it's an issue that's become a public issue. So I believe most producers are fairly tuned into the fact that things have changed and it's time to step forward. The complexity in all of this is that producers not only deal with, for example, an issue like animal welfare, they deal with a host of different issues. They have environmental issues, they have food safety issues, and so on. And I think this is where the consumer may have a more difficult time understanding the type of pressure that producers are under.